I got my special guest here with you, and I'm going to get these microphones turned up to where. Let's see if you're on here, Denise. Are you?
Okay, testing.
Yeah, you are. That's
Okay.
good. And I'll turn your guitar up here
Guitar
so
up.
I can hear that. Yeah, sounds great. Well, as I told you, our special guest today is a talented artist, singer, songwriter, and friend, Denise Glover from the Seattle metro area. And welcome, Denise. Thanks for being on the
Greg.
show again. And you've got a new album out. I want you to tell the audience a little bit about that.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks. First of all, thanks for having me on. It's great to see you. So the new album is called Gaps in the Stories. And I actually got that line from Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale. I read it a few years ago, and it just really stuck out in my mind. And it's the phrase is kind of related to many of the songs, not all of the songs, but a lot of the songs on the CD, which are kind of about bringing voice to people who haven't had voices or don't have very loud voices, or maybe they have voices but they just can't be heard, right? So anyway, there are a few songs. Again, not every song on the CD, but there's sort of a theme. So that's the album, and we recorded it. Starting in 2018. I think it was spring. So and then just released it in November. So.
Yeah, and you got me an advance copy, I remember. And we played it quite a bit. There's several songs on it that I really do like. And I know we're going to play one from that album here in a little bit, which is one that's real special, and I'll let you tell the audience about that. But I know there was a couple of them called one, Any Old Time, I liked a lot. And
that's a great Jimmy Rogers.
Yeah, that is really good.
That was one of the covers. There are 2 covers and then 13 originals. But
yes, there is.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite on there, though, was Crazy Ideas.
Oh,
I
yeah?
like that a lot.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Although it was a flip between that and the one that you wrote on the plane to China.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes. How easily we are fooled.
Right.
Yeah.
That was good. Denise, let me have them tell you a little bit about, we know that singer-songwriters come from varied backgrounds.
Yeah.
And most of the people who listen here, I don't think I've ever told them before, unless when you were here a couple of years ago, but you have a PhD.
Yeah, I do.
And what is that in? I can't remember now.
It's in anthropology.
That's was my recollection as well. Did you ever go out and do anything with it before you became a singer-songwriter?
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, I still use it.
You do?
Yeah. I teach at the University of Puget Sound, so.
I didn't know that either.
Yep, that's my, that's the job that pays.
One is your profession, the other is your passion.
Right.
That's what I like to say about what I do too.
Yeah.
So I'm a little older, so I retired the end of last month. So that's good.
Oh, good
Yeah.
for you! Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm done after 46 years. It's time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you put in your time.
Did I ever? For sure. Well, anyway, you you live in the Seattle metro area, if I remember right, and tell me a little bit about that. How long have you been into singing, songwriting since birth?
Oh, well, I started. I started writing songs in college.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a while ago now, and I wrote a few things back then, and I studied music as an undergrad.
Yeah.
I was a music major, so I was writing other types of styles of music, not sort of singer-songwriter, folk Americana style.
Right.
But then I got into this, studying anthropology and studying Chinese language, and I did field work in China, and so kind of got away from music for a long time.
Yeah.
And then was able to, just within the past, 7, 8 years, get back into. And I started with playing in the bluegrass band, the Rosin and the Air band.
Right.
Getting back into it, and then just the songs just started coming. And so, yeah, it's kind of neat, and they come from all over the place. And some of the songs, like the one I'm going to play in a little bit here, came from reading a novel, or actually reading a couple of novels. So some of my ideas come from other people's creative works, which is kind of neat. It's this sort of interplay back and forth. Some of it is about my experience. Some of it's about, experiences of people I know. It's not all me that I'm singing about all the time,
Right.
which is kind of nice, to get out of myself
That's great.
now and again. Yeah, so that's kind of the
Good. What
quick story.
we're going to have you do, I think, a couple of live songs, and we've got
Yeah.
one that I don't want to spoil, that we're going to do that from your album because that's got a background that goes with it. But
Yep.
what's the first song you like doing? Is it from your new album?
Yeah, I'm going to do Mary the Forgotten One from the album. It's track 2 on
Perfect.
the album.
Take it away whenever you're ready.
Yeah, okay. And this was a song that I wrote after I read a series of books, stories about Mary Magdalene. It's an alternate kind of history of Mary Magdalene. In the books that I read, the Maeve Chronicles by Elizabeth Cunningham, she has Mary Magdalene. She's a Celtic healer that meets up with Jesus, and they have this life together. And so anyway, it's based on those books. I am traveling in the Badlands, got the power of life in my hands. I've come far to see him again, withstood tidal waves and violence of men. I am Mary, the forgotten one. History has done me wrong. I was a healer to him, but they said my love was only sin. So we stood under the burning tree. I blamed him and he blamed me. The flames grew high and I flew away. But now I know I should have stayed. I am Mary, the forgotten one. History has done me wrong. I was a healer to him, but they said my love was only sin. When you feel the power of stars in your hands, then you can heal the broken hearts and bodies of men. They dragged him through the streets. I yelled out, "No, please take me." But they would not hear. They were sure he was the one. They said God had no daughters, only a son. I am Mary, the forgotten one. History has done me wrong. I was a healer to him, but they said my love was only sin.
It's really a beautiful song, Denise.
Thank you.
Thank you. This album, I remember when I received it in the mail and I played it, I thought that one of the things that I liked about it so well, as I did your first album, but this one was even better, is the production on it.
Yeah.
And we talked about this guy. He's also a musician and singer-songwriter in his own right, Julian Smedley.
Yep. He's had a lot to do with both of these projects. So very grateful
Excellent.
for his input.
I hope to see you guys in your group live sometime.
Yeah.
And I know the closest you usually ever get to here is very close, of course, which is less than 10 miles away, and that's at Conway Muse.
Conway Muse, yeah. I played a singer-songwriter with Jasper Lepak and Mandy Troxell. It was a lot of fun.
Good.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, we'll have some gigs coming up this year. Julian and probably Greg Glassman on bass, and we're going to be doing some house concerts. We think so. We're working on that. So
that sounds great.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
So,
now, can you give us a little introduction, because this song, I heard this long before the album was put out. You sent me an MP3 at least a year ago, I would think, maybe longer.
Yeah.
And this was a song that you wrote out of passion, and then there was a bit of irony.
Yeah.
That came about it. Can you tell us about that?
Right. Yes. So this song is called Bailey, and it's I wrote it about a young woman named Bailey Holt, who was killed last year in a school shooting. In fact, almost to the day. I believe it was January 23rd, 2018. And a lot happened last year with all sorts of things, but there were a couple of school shootings very close in time. And this was before the Parkland, Florida shooting. So it was in Kentucky. And, it's just heartbreaking whenever you see these stories about young people, losing their lives so tragically. So I went online and I happened to see this photo of her, and it just was sort of like striking. I just remember staring at the photo, and then, I don't know, a couple hours later, I was on Facebook, and one of my cousins put out a notice that said, Bailey is, my husband's relative, basically. So I thought, oh, my goodness, this is really kind of shocking, because it turns out I'm actually related to this young woman. I mean, distantly,
Yeah.
But still. Yeah, I could trace the line, as it says in the song, between me and her, the connection. So that was really moving. So I wrote this, it just came to tears. So I wrote the song for her, and we recorded it. And it was a little tricky to record. It was a little hard. It's a little hard to play, and that's why I asked that I don't play it live, because it's quite emotional. So I wrote this song for Bailey, and all the proceeds for the sale that come from this song, and I'm also doing a fundraiser, a Facebook fundraiser, and we'll be doing hopefully some concerts this year. Fundraisers are going to the Bailey Holt Memorial Nursing Scholarship at Murray State University in Kentucky.
Murray State.
Yep. Her family set up a scholarship in her name because she had wanted to go to nursing school.
Great.
So that's the story with this song. And anybody's interested, check my Facebook page, Denise Glover Music, and you can find out more about that and the album and all sorts of things.
Well, we're at it too. Since you mentioned that, your website is DeniseGlovermusic.com.
Yep.
Sounds good. So you can check out all of her existing music. Would you like to hear that song right now?
Yeah, let's play that. That'd be
go.
great, Greg. Thanks.
Bailey, I never knew ya, but I could trace a line from me to you on a family tree. And now your journey's over, the angels sing to you sweetly. Flowers blossom, raindrops fall. Some things in life make no sense at all, but I pray that there's a bigger plan than I can see through all these tears. Your beautiful face is forever in my mind's eye. Your kindness will live on in the hearts and minds of your loved ones left behind. Flowers blossom, raindrops fall. Why you had to leave us this way makes no sense at all, but I pray that there's a bigger plan than I can see through all these tears. Precious gift from God, our sweet Bailey.
Beautiful song.
Thank you.
Very beautiful. Didn't you tell me too that you actually took a trip down there?
No, not yet.
But you're going.
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe.
That may be just a little too hard to do, huh?
Yeah, I think maybe in a little while. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. We were talking about your bluegrass band. You're not doing so much of that anymore, but are you and Julian and the other people still doing some stuff together? Like that's the ones you want to do the house concerts with,
right? Exactly.
That'd be a great trip.
So we're putting a few together, and
Good.
I play solo too.
Right.
Frequently at restaurants and bars and cafes and stuff.
Honky tonks.
Yeah, exactly. Just pack up and get on out there and see what happens.
Other assorted places.
Right.
I'm sorry, that's just my humor, Denise.
No, that's fine. I just like playing, It's like I like to play to people that are listening, so that's helpful.
Stay out of the bars.
Because yeah, exactly. Yeah. No. Wine bars are okay, but other kinds of bars are...
we what does it say? We are so respectful. That's great. Oh, my God. That's super. Well, tell me, you got any gigs coming up in the near future that you want to talk about?
Well, I have one, down at a wine bar on February 2nd, Ristretto's in Maple Valley, which is a place that I I play frequently.
Good.
And then a couple of weeks later, I went out and Enumclaw at Kelly's restaurant.
Yeah.
And then the other will be house concerts, probably in March, April, and May. But I'm still working on those.
Good.
So yeah,
Good.
check the website.
Keep up to date on that.
Yeah.
We talked about a third song. I want you to do that live here, and we're going to make a switch though. Instead of being and let's remind the audience again about that new album called Gaps in the Stories, and that's available on iTunes, Amazon, just a little bit of everywhere.
CD
Baby. Okay.
Yeah. I'm also on Pandora and Spotify.
Good.
So there are a lot of options. Also, my website you can download.
Right from there.
Right from there, yep. And I even set it up just like last week to be able to send out physical CDs too from my website.
Super.
Yeah. So for
that.
domestic mailing only. So all of you listening in Australia,
or even Canada for that
Canada.
matter.
Yeah,
the
right, exactly.
Postage up there is
I
oh
know.
my God,
yeah,
it's incredible.
and I think it's gone up. I've heard.
Yeah, people, the Canadians come down across the border, down here to mail stuff out because it's so much cheaper.
Wow.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what do you want to do?
Okay, so I'd like to do Your Face, and
Face.
this is actually on my first album called Pathways, and it's one of my favorite songs because my husband wrote the lyrics. And and then I wrote the music. He didn't know he was writing a song.
Oh, is that right?
Right. So he had written a poem for me a few years back.
How romantic.
I know, and I found the poem and I thought, "Oh gosh, this is so beautiful. These words, they should be a song." So then I just started fooling around on the guitar and came up with something, but then I realized there weren't enough lyrics. So I asked him if he could write some more to complete the song, and he did. So so that's the story behind this song called Your Face. And when I sing it, I think I think of my husband's face, but I mostly think of our children, their faces, when I sing this song.
Perfect.
So, yeah. Your face, how boundless, rich in beauty God must be to calmly spend a fortune in one place. Your face, the angels come to learn humility by gazing at the moonlight on your face. The days I remember are the days I remember, looking at your face. Your face, for the ocean, all the rivers yearn around your face, the stars above us turn. Your face, how boundless, rich in beauty God must be to calmly spend the fortune in one place.
You got a pretty good husband. He's as talented as you are.
Yeah, he's very talented.
He
Yes,
sure
he's extremely
is.
talented.
That's
so I was
great.
trying to get him to see if I could he could write some more songs, some more lyrics for me. So I'm
Yeah,
sure
he
he's
kind of
listening.
like Elton and Bernie, you know?
right.
Bernie writes all the lyrics, and Elton just hears them,
Yeah,
and 60
right.
seconds later,
Oh.
they're a song.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, after what, nearly 50 years,
That's
I guess
right,
maybe
yeah.
that's fairly easy to do, you know?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's great, Denise. I like that a
Thanks.
lot.
Thank you.
Let's make sure we plug your events that are coming up. You got February 2nd, you said, was at a wine bar.
Yep, Ristretto's in Maple Valley.
Okay.
And February 16th is at Kelly's Restaurant in Enumclaw.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Brand new release, which has a lot of music on it. Actually,
it
I got to
does.
look here and see. This is not your typical album with 15 songs on it.
Yeah,
we money's
we
worth.
actually recorded 17 songs,
Wow.
but 2 of them were just actually I'm going in this weekend to finish up those last 2 songs, but we didn't want to I didn't want to put them on the album because they just didn't quite fit. So, yeah, it was a wonderful recording season. I'll call it.
Indeed, you did. Let's talk also about your music and where they can find it.
Yep.
And the new album, by the way, is called Gaps in the Stories. 15 songs on it from Denise Glover. And the first album, which I also dearly love, is called
Pathways.
Pathways.
Yep.
And you can get it at CD Baby, Amazon.com, iTunes, or at DeniseGloverMusic.com.
That's right.
Download it or order the hard copy now.
Yeah, they're lyrics. I mean, there's
Oh,
they're
you've
liner
actually
notes,
got your liner notes on
liner
there, huh?
notes and photos. So
Denise,
if you still have a CD player,
we just put it on your thumb drive, I guess, and then and then go from there.
so,
As always, absolute pleasure to have you in the studio.
Thank
you
you,
so much
Greg.
for coming.
thank you so much for having me. It was
And
a lot
I
of
hope
fun.
that you'll let me know again the next time you're at Conway Muse. And
I will.
I have never met Alpha Griesland.
Oh gosh, she's fantastic.
She doesn't return my phone calls.
Oh really?
No.
Oh no.
Yeah, I tried to get a hold of her a long time ago, and I just quit. You know, because
okay.
I get her notices and everything,
Uh-huh.
and I have a lot of her artists come in here.
Yeah.
You know, but we have never met, and I have never set foot in Conway Muse, and I must do that because
you
everybody
should.
tells me it's
Oh,
fantastic.
It's a blast.
yeah.
And there's a lot going on there. It's a really fantastic place. They really support artists of all stripes and colors. It's fantastic. So
Yeah. I think is she German?
she is Icelandic.
Really?
Yeah. Now I don't. Did I tell you this story last
No,
time? I guess
no,
not. 'Cause you just
uh-uh.
seem not to know that she's Icelandic. So, turns out Elfa and I have a mutual friend. It's
Wow.
pretty amazing. When I was a high school student, we had an exchange student from Iceland, and it turns out that Elfa's sister is best friends with my friend Kola.
That's great.
Small world, isn't it?
Well, now I am going to have to go down and meet her.
Right.
I'll I'll call and come
She's
down. and
busy, but
maybe I can catch her in an afternoon down there sometime.
I think
Introduce
she's,
myself.
she's usually around. So
Well, I saw that name, Alpha.
Yes,
That's
right.
not something you hear
it's not
every
exactly right.
day.
Yeah.
you know,
So
but anyway, thank
Thanks
you.
to-
You came over from Orcas Island today.
that's right. Yep.
Yeah,
I was
how-
up visiting some friends. We were playing music for hours on end.
Good.
And we had a wassail celebration.
Good. So we had you
friend's place.
kind of warmed up before you got
Yeah,
here.
it was kind of warm and, hands were a little sore. So glad they
great.
worked.
Always a
So,
pleasure.
yeah, thanks
Denise
again,
Glover. Gaps in the Stories is her brand new CD, which we played quite a bit, and she played from it today. Go out and rush out and buy it and see her whenever you can. Come back and see me, would you?
I will, Greg. Thanks again.
Oh, my pleasure to have you here. I'm going to go out with a last song here. This is by Passenger from their latest album. Everybody have a great weekend, a great holiday weekend. Don't forget what that holiday is for and how special it is. And I'll see you on the radio.